Hello everyone, in today's video I'm talking about one of the most upsetting things for me personally. And that was Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. This was in the last UFC event. I think it was, UFC 314, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm pretty sure it was 314. I was so upset about that match. Keep in mind, I've watched the match 2 times now. I've watched it twice. It is one of the biggest pieces of dog shit in light heavyweight history for several reasons. I'm trying to contain myself and my frustration with it. I've been pissed off about this for like the last 2 days. From the moment I saw the fight, saw the results of it, and then rewatched it for this video, I've been very angry about it. And I'm really trying not to yell right now because, I have neighbors, and I'm not trying to crash out like I did that one time when the DoorDash driver stole my food when I made that video. But I'm going to explain why that fight was just a flaming pile of dog shit. And I'm going to start it off with the scoring for the fight. It was wrong. The scoring was just blatantly wrong. The judges sucked dick when it came to scoring the fight. Now, am I saying Magomed Ankalaev didn't win? No. Am I saying that Alex Pereira should have won? No. The fight itself should have been a no contest. It should have been a draw. No winner or loser. And I say this because, one, if you genuinely watch the fight, the first round, you can't tell who fucking won it. Even if you count points, it's so fucking close that you shouldn't count that as a one round for Ankalaev. Round 2, okay, you can give that to Ankalaev. He deserved that round, and I will admit to that, even though I fucking hate Magomed Ankalaev as a fighter. Third round goes to Alex Pereira. I'm very confident in saying the third round goes to Alex Pereira for obvious reasons. He landed more strikes. He defended against Magomed Ankalaev's takedowns, or takedown, I should say. I believe he only shot for 1 takedown that round. And he landed that impressive head kick. Fourth round, I'll say the same thing. That one belonged to Pereira. Fifth round, a bit pie in the sky. But I think towards the end of that round, Pereira should have had that round. Or no, let me retract my statement. I'm saying the third round was pie in the sky. Fourth and fifth round went to Pereira. My apologies with the misexplanation there. The third round, I got the third and fourth round confused. Alex Pereira landed that head kick in the incredible strikes, or decent strikes, in the fourth round and the fifth round. The third round, you can't really say anything. But they scored it, if I'm not mistaken, 49-46 to Pereira, or to Ankalaev, giving him the win. But the fight should not have been scored that way. It should have been a no contest. Because of just... It wasn't because it's like, oh, they had an amazing fight and it was super close. No. It's because nothing significant happened during the strike. They both landed some decent strikes. But most of the fight, it was them backing away from each other. And Ankalaev hugging Pereira against the fucking cage of the octagon. And now I'm going to talk about the fight itself, okay? I am probably one of the biggest fans of Alex Pereira. And I'm one of the biggest haters of Magomed Ankalaev. But to say that only one of them is responsible for how shitty the match was would be a huge just lie. I'm very disappointed in Alex Pereira's capabilities this fight. Now, maybe there was something wrong, like maybe he was sick, or maybe he just wasn't himself that night, whatever it may be. In no world should Pereira lose to Ankalaev. In no world. And on top of it, you also have the fact of the matter of, like, and I'm going to go to this again. People, a lot of the Magomed Ankalaev fans, all 5 of them, they all were going about saying like, oh, well, Ankalaev normally goes for takedowns. He didn't go for takedowns this fight. It's because every time he went for a takedown in the fight, he realized he wasn't going to fucking do anything successful with it. He got real close to landing a takedown, but Alex Pereira's takedown defense is too fucking good, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So Ankalaev was like, you know what, let me just grab this guy and have him against the fucking cage of the octagon and land a bunch of pillow punches. And don't get me wrong, I am a big fan of grappling martial arts and grappling in MMA in general. Sambo, jiu-jitsu, judo, fucking wrestling, all of that. I love it. But if I'm watching a fight or an MMA match or whatever, and I just see one guy holding on to another guy against the ring or the cage or whatever, to me that's no longer like close to fighting. That's closer to gay sex than anything. With grappling, it's supposed to be like submissions on the ground, takedowns, slams, chokes, whatever. A little bit of, holding someone down is necessary in grappling, but if you're grappling in a fight, you're just wrapping your arms around someone and then pinning them. If you're a man doing that to another man in a fight, you're not fighting no more. You're trying to fuck that guy, in my view. I hate wrestlers in MMA who do that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love wrestling as a martial art. I love wrestling as a style of combat. But if you're just grabbing onto someone and holding them, that's not wrestling. That's some weird erotic shit. And that's all Magomed Ankalaev did in terms of wrestling that match. He just, other than the failed takedown attempts, he just hugged Alex Pereira against a wall. And don't get me wrong, people say, oh, but Ankalaev has good striking. That's true. Magomed Ankalaev has good striking. Sometimes. Like, his striking, you'll always see the highlight clips of Ankalaev striking, and those highlights are good, but if you look at his striking as a whole, Alex Pereira is a million times better as a striker. Sure, Ankalaev's faster, but speed isn't everything. You could throw the fastest punch on fucking earth, but if you have no strength behind that punch, it doesn't mean dick. It doesn't mean dick. Okay? That's just a fact. You could throw a fucking punch at Mach speed. Or, not Mach speed, that's a bit of an over-exaggeration, but you could throw a punch as fast as, like, Floyd Mayweather, right? He has a pretty fucking fast jab. You could throw a punch as fast as Floyd Mayweather, but if you have no strength or technique into that punch, you're not going to do jack fucking shit with it. Okay? And on top of it, like, I'm going to go back to the fight itself, right? I'm pretty disappointed with Pereira's performance that night. It was a lot of backing up from him. Don't get me wrong, Ankalaev too. But we all know that Alex Pereira rarely does any backwards movement from someone in a fight. He's always like pressing forward and managing distance and everything. You rarely see him backing up for a whole round, let alone most of the fucking entire match itself. I'm very disappointed in Alex Pereira's ability in that fight. Don't get me wrong, I think he's going to come back in like a year's time and reclaim that light heavyweight throne once Ankalaev loses it in fucking one takedown defense. Or in one title defense. So I'm not too worried about it. But I'm just so upset with how that match turned out. Because one, there was no fucking winner in that fight. If you genuinely watch it, tell me who won. But let's say you watch the fight completely unbiased. I don't care if you're an Alex Pereira fan or a Magomed Ankalaev fan. Watch the fight with a completely clear bias. No bias towards anyone at all. Having a clear unbias for both fighters. And tell me who won that. You fucking can't, because there was nothing significant enough to declare a winner. It should have been a no contest. If I was in charge of this, I would say no contest. They both draw, no winner. They both get a fight or two, and then a rematch. That's what I would say. Get them both all prepped up and hype and everything. Give them 8 months. Let them have a rematch. The fight was so horrible. The judging was horrible. I'm so disappointed in the fight. And this is exactly why I pirate UFC fights and like the events themselves. I pirate them because I do not want to pay $60 or however much the fee is to watch it online and then be this disappointed. I can just pirate it and fucking whatever, right? I can just pirate it. That way, I'm not disappointed and $60 in the hole. I am just so... I'm upset by this. I really am. This fight, it should have been a no contest. Ankalaev didn't win. Pereira didn't win. No one won that fight. This is some of the worst judging I've seen. And now, here's the issue that I have now with Ankalaev as the current light heavyweight champion. It's going to fucking kill the light heavyweight division. You're going to tell me that Ankalaev is going to put on more entertaining fights than Alex Pereira? You're telling me that Magomed Ankalaev is going to make better highlights than Alex Pereira? You're trying to tell me that Magomed Ankalaev is going to sell as many pay-per-views as Alex Pereira? He's fucking not. None of those things are ever going to happen. So Magomed Ankalaev becoming the light heavyweight champion not only is a bullshit decision from the judges and the fight should have been a no contest, but it's going to effectively kill the entertainment in the light heavyweight division, in my opinion, in terms of championship fights. I think that Magomed Ankalaev winning that bullshit decision from the judges is going to kill the light heavyweight division. Like, yes, I really want to watch a UFC event, and during the main event of the night, it's another guy hugging another guy into the cage for 5 rounds. Oh, I so want to fucking see that. Oh, I'm so entertained. This is top tier grappling capability at work right here. Look at this. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, just get the fuck out of here with that. In no world is Magomed Ankalaev a better fighter, entertainer, or champion than Alex Pereira. In no fucking world. And what I've realized, though, with Magomed Ankalaev's dumbass win in that fight, is that there is so much bandwagoning in the UFC. Because let's be so real. How many Magomed Ankalaev fans were there before the fight? Not a whole lot. Not a whole fucking lot. And now, all of a sudden, overnight, people are shitting on Pereira and giving Magomed Ankalaev props due to a boring-ass fight. They're like, oh my god, he defeated Powhatan, he's the best. No, the fuck he's not. No, he's not. In no world is Ankalaev better than Pereira. Suck the hair off my nutsack if you think that. If you genuinely think that that was an entertaining fight and that Ankalaev clearly won, you don't know shit about MMA or fighting. Or combat sports in general. If you genuinely think that was a thrilling match with a clear winner and the judges made a good call, you have the same mental capacity as a fucking housefly that found someone's fucking weed stash and ate some of it. Like, you have no cognitive capabilities that I will praise if you genuinely think that, unironically. If you unironically and genuinely think that Magomed Ankalaev clearly won against Alex Pereira and that the fight was a clear win, you should get lobotomized. You're not using your brain, so you don't need that much of it no more. Get a lobotomy. You got issues. I'm just so upset by how this fight turned out, and I'm just so genuinely disappointed by it. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm just going to leave it. And just, you know, leave it at this. Leave it at this shitty 13-minute video that I've made here. Anyways, this is going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to let me know by leaving a comment, letting me know what you enjoyed about it. And if you want to see more stuff like this from me in the future, let me know by subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on this video. Anyways, I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.